Hey.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is Jerry. It is Thursday, and that means we have Mr. David Hall here with us, and you have me. So
good to be here today. Glad a little dreary outside. A little bit of drizzle going on. Got Marlon Holloway with us, VA man. Marlon, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good. Misty morning out there today.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's supposed to get a little bit nicer though. Been feeling like springtime, about 78 degrees. There's his girlfriend calling me.
I'll tell you one thing. You got Marlon here. He don't look good.
That's your girlfriend calling. That's your girlfriend.
Oh, I'm sorry, Marlon. I didn't mean you hear me.
No, I can hear y'all right.
Can you? Call back.
I can save y'all.
Hello.
There, that's all.
I'm not sure that who it was. I think that's Martin's girlfriend. There she
We're
is.
gonna find out. Let's see, she does an impression of me.
Hutty. Hello, baby. What are you doing? I got him up here for you. He gonna be up your place for long. I'm gonna send Marlon up there.
He's headed that way.
Yeah.
Oh, is she from Franklin County?
No,
That's where I'm headed.
Carpet County.
Okay.
You go up there and get your drink while you're there. Yeah. How the Marines are? Oh, you're the Marine, weren't you? See you, baby. All right, there you go. I'll be quiet. Marlon, let me ask you something. It's not my show, and I wasn't even going to talk, but damn if you ain't looking better. What's the matter? You got your girlfriend or something?
No, I ain't got no girlfriends. Just me, myself, and I.
That's why he's looking better.
No dogs, no nothing. It's just working me. That's
What
it.
about your first sergeant? You still got him?
Oh yeah. He's still doing good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just checking on him. That's the only one I know you ever been with.
He's still in South Carolina.
I'm worried about you. You got no girlfriends. You ain't got no dogs. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Oh, it's all good. Between me and Grant, my son, he comes over about every evening, and we do some projects, and he keeps me busy.
He has money.
Eddie. You gonna talk.
So what you got going, Marlon? What's happening in the VA world?
Well, before I get into my other one, I will say that I don't know when it. I guess probably last time I was here was probably in October.
Yeah.
We had the VA event coming up. I think I was up here then, but since that time we have gotten the approval and I believe in the funding, as far as I understand it, established because they're going to put a new Alabama Veteran Cemetery up in Huntsville, outside of Huntsville. I think they bought 800 acres, something like that. It's a huge place up there. Well, it used to be a big cotton farm up there, and so they start. I think they said fall of next year. I think that they would have it completed by then. So it helps the fact that a lot of it's field, so you don't have as much land clearing to do. Trees and stuff like that. So we're excited about that. So that'll put us. We have one state cemetery down in Spanish Fort, and we'll have this one up here in. Up in Huntsville. It's outside of Huntsville, it's out in the country, because they try to have a place that's quiet and serene, not with a bunch of road. I think it's on the east side.
That's why I don't want to be buried there. I want to be buried where there's some action going on, hollering, screaming, throwing beer cans on my grave and all that stuff.
But so we're excited about that, and then we have some in the middle. You got Montevallo. That's the huge one, the federal one down there. So
that's where my uncle's buried.
There's a lot of we used to have quite a handful of vets that choose to be buried there. And the good side of it is everything costs so much. The funeral, there's no cost to the funeral. If you're buried there, I mean it's the only cost involved is just moving the veteran from his hometown down to the place.
What about I've had several people ask me, like a veteran, get buried there. How about his family? Could his wife?
His wife can be buried there too, also.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had that. I didn't know. That's what I'm going to ask you about.
Yeah. And but yeah, so they, like I said, husband and wife both can be buried there. As long as he's got honorable discharge and all that good stuff. And you can actually go online and pre-register. If you want to. Just like doing a funeral arrangement. While you're still living at a funeral home. You can go get online and go ahead and pre-register. That way they've got all the documents and stuff they need. Because at that point the only thing they would need. They've got your DD-214, and, if your wife's going to be buried there, they got the marriage certificate and all that. So the only thing they would need would be the
how
death
you mean to call and make you reservations?
upon passing.
How?
What?
You mean call and make you reservations?
Oh, yeah. Now, this is just the cost of a funeral plot and the cost of the burial. It doesn't include the cost of the funeral service.
No, not the funeral home services. I mean, you still have that with the body prep and, the transportation, down to Montevella or whichever one that you choose, but they'll already know. Because usually if you pre-coordinate, you already go ahead and tell them what funeral home you're going to use. So upon notice, they work directly with the funeral home.
You ain't bad for 00, are you? that was your,
It's a good idea.
that's his high school football number, wasn't it?
No, I think mine was 20. I think I was 20.
Well,
or 22. I don't remember.
you was the small that wrinkled up like a 0. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
But it's just one of the things you have to think about, and it's best to pre-plan whether you're a veteran or an individual, because that's a lot of stress on the family at that time.
It's better to have everything arranged. Talk to the funeral home. Decide what kind of
Yeah, and they not
service you're going to have. What kind of
yeah, and not to get getting anybody promoting business stuff, but most of your funeral, because I deal a lot with the funeral homes. Most of them have the plans right there. You can go ahead and just set up and just start making payments, on it. And that way you're dealing, upon the passing, the family's just dealing directly with the people that's handling the insurance claim and things of that nature.
It's high.
Well, it all depends on how many bells and whistles you want to put on a funeral. It can be.
I don't mind. My wife, she died last January, and it was expensive.
It's expensive, but anyway.
Well, is there going to be something at this cemetery that we're talking about? A lot of people are being cremated now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, they do that.
And some cemeteries have place for the remains to be placed.
Well, they have I forget what those are called, but I mean they have that. Okay. Or you can just get a plot and have your cremated put in a regular brass marker and all that on the ground, just like a
I can't believe how good you sound on radio when you're down there talking now. Why did you do that way when you were there up here?
Which one did you listen to?
I listened to every one. Hell, I want to push buttons up here when you talking. When they can't hear you.
I think he's talking about when we did the breakfast down there.
Yeah.
And the service down there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah! One day I think you're gonna talk to her.
Well, they got a bigger room in there. You're gonna sound different, better acoustics, I think's the right term.
I know one thing. You got talking so much, I just put you on hold for a while.
Well, that's fine.
I mean, nobody hear you.
But no, the reason I appreciate y'all letting me come on the show today, but I want to talk about it, and I have to reiterate this at least once a year. On your show, I did. By the way, Doug Threadgill said hello.
Who?
I was on Doug Threadgill. I was on his show yesterday morning, and but it's about getting registered with Alabama Department of Veterans Affairs. This kind of goes in along with, we was talking about the burial and stuff. It's national state cemeteries. It's very difficult if you're not registered with us as a veteran. That means while you're still above ground, let's get your DD-214 up here, and if you're married, let's get a marriage certificate, and let's get it all built in the system so it's there. Plus, it gives me the opportunity to talk to you and see what maybe benefits you may be available to you. It's very disheartening because, it's at least once a week or maybe sometimes twice that I get a phone call from a hospice worker or daughter or wife or someone within the family or even outside the family. I've had friends call, and the vets is on hospice. Never went dark in the VA door in his life. Well, now at what we say the witching hour, Now they're trying to come and, see what kind of benefits are available. Well, the problem is you never registered. We don't have you in our system, And mainly they're looking for possibly, help with some health care, sitters, this sort of thing. Well, you have to be in the VA health system to try and get those benefits. And you can't get in the VA health system unless you come by and get registered, and you have to go see a doctor. You can't, like Dr. Mershman down here, you can't get Dr. Mershman to come down there and do a house call. She don't even know, never seen you or anything. You got to come to her office one time and let's sit down and talk and see what's wrong with you, type of medicine and that sort of thing. So, and it works the same way with the VA healthcare. You got to get signed up. And, and it's disheartening for me because, I said, look, unless you can get him down to, when we get him an appointment, you can get him down there.
Well, like me, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but like me, my wife would handle everything. I don't know what she handled, handle. And now that she's gone.
You're fine.
Am I?
Yeah, me and your daughter, we talk. Okay, we got you taken care of, so you don't have to worry about that.
What my money gone already?
Well, we don't talk about money. We talk about what we're going to do when
I know you,
you go
and I
to
know
Big
her.
Base in the sky one day.
I know you, and I know her.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's why I ain't got no money.
But
and y'all about the same house, too. You know that, don't you?
I've never met her. I've talked to her many times.
She's about as tall as you are.
Mm-hmm. But it's so important because by registering with the VA, one, you're getting a time to see what kind of benefits you got. Because, I get emails, phone calls from funeral homes all the time, so-and-so passed away, do you have a DD-214 on him? Because one, they trying to get military honors, get a flag for them. I've told y'all before, the flags come from the post office. But, you have to fill out, the funeral home usually does that. They fill out that 2-page form. It's very simple. But they have to have a DD-214 attached to it. So, that can be taken care of, So it's very difficult to try to help veterans if they don't come in and register.
Most of them, like me, dumb. They don't know what to go.
Here's another thing that they don't know. See, I can't give out information on a vet except to the vet. Okay? But there's nothing that says I can't receive information. So if the, dad's being a hard case and says, well, I don't think I rate this or whatever, and I never did nothing, but, you might be surprised what you rate. So, mom and daughter, son, whatever, get his DD-214 and come down and see me, because I can receive that information and go ahead and get him in the system, and it's there. So, anybody can come by and help me get a person registered.
So that DD-214, that's the form that has to be filled out.
No, that's the Holy Grail. That's what says you were in the military, right. What type of discharge you had.
But you got to have that.
You got to have that. I mean, this also goes for the National Guard guys. The National Guard guys, for the most part, if they did not deploy, okay, they don't have the same as many benefits available to them as some guy or gal that served on active duty. However, there may be something there for them. Their discharge document is called an NGB-22 from the National Guard. So you just come by and get registered, and I've been having some folks come by and get registered, here the past month, trying to get the word out. They'll say, well, I got a buddy, tell him to get down here and see me. Tell him to bring me.
Well, what about the National Guard unit there in Hamilton, the engineering division that went to over in?
They went to Iraq and Afghanistan. Yeah, they if you deployed, even though that's active duty. So if you did your time, then they have pretty much the same benefits as someone that never was in National Guard, but they did 4 years active duty or whatever. I mean, you take a veteran that say he served 20 years or more in the service. He might have he's got a few more benefits than others because of his longevity.
Right.
That's kind of how that works. But most veterans. All veterans that served on active duty have a certain basic benefits that's available to them. But you and I can't tell about everybody because each vet is unique and different. It depends on where they served, where they served at, how long they served. There's a lot of variables where they got hurt in the service, or caught some kind of skin disease or something like that, depending on their exposure to whatever. It all depends. But until you come see me, Now you can get on the internet and read VA.gov and all these other sites all you want, but at the end of the day, you're gonna wind up coming back to see me.
Yeah.
Now you can file your own claim on VA.gov, but VA.gov is not as friendly as they make it out to be. Because
you know, it's kind of like being your own doctor or your own lawyer. You usually don't come out as good.
you know, it's just like you're trying to buy insurance.
Yeah, you can buy it online.
You can buy it online and stuff, but you good luck trying to talk to somebody. But I try to do all my business in Hamilton, where I'm from. My car insurance, my house insurance, and because I like being able to walk across the street and go see David Hall, or go over to see Alpha, or State Farm, all them, or the bank. I deal with about my house loan is through my bank here because I like being able to go in and see people.
And most people are like that. I'm like that.
You go in and see the women, or you go to see?
They want to do everything on their phone or do it on the computer.
Yeah, and I realize I may pay a little bit extra. I may pay a little more 0.5% interest on a loan or something like this, but if I'm buying a car. But once again, I like the convenience of walking in or picking the phone up and call. And I know I'm gonna get somebody.
Talking to somebody you know.
Yeah, and that's the beauty about our office. Most of our offices in state, but we were just talking about my office. You don't have to push one for this, two, whatever. You just need to leave a message. In fact, I'm not going to answer the phone because when I have somebody in my office and that phone rings, I don't answer. That's just a professional courtesy. But in my message, it does say if you don't leave a message, you may not get a return call. Because it's important enough to call me, you need to leave a message. Because the reason for that is if you're a veteran, I've been helping, or helped in the past, I can pull you up in the system and probably know why you're calling me. So when I do call you, I've already got you up in front of me, and I can help service you a whole lot quicker. So, but it's so important that people get down to, my office. I've got one in Hamilton and one in Russell, and only up there on Thursday.
And you're in the courthouse.
In the courthouse, right next to the tag office. And you'd be amazed, Mr. Hall, how many people come in my office and say, "Well, I didn't even know we had VA office here." And I said, "How long you lived here in Hamilton?" "Oh, I've been here 7 or 8 years." I said, "You buy a car tag every year?" He said, "Yep." I said, "And you walk right by my office, and there's a sign right there. You cannot miss that sign. It says VA, and it's got arrow points right there." I said, "So, if you're really looking, you'll find it." So, but anyway, I just, like I said, reiterate how important it is to get down here and get registered. And the good thing is, once you get your DD 214 put in the system, it's in every veteran service office across the state. It ain't your house burn up. I get a lot of them about my house burn up. I don't have a copy of it. Can you help me? I mean, I can help them get a copy, but I can't get it like that day if they've never been in my office before. So.
Well, and another thing that some people don't realize, you have to walk through a metal detector when you go in the courthouse now, and it's not a big deal. I mean, some people think it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal to walk through a metal detector. And you take your phone out, if you got any change or keys, and put it in a little basket, walk through it, and pick it up, and put it back in your pocket, so it don't take the
No, you got Tommy Knight and Vicky. She's gonna get on me. I remember Vicky Powell. They're the two main ones that are there most time. And Ronnie Vicker, he fills in a couple of days a week. So they're easy going. They don't try to hold you up or nothing. Please don't give them a hard time. They're just doing their job. But we do get a knucklehead every now and then. It comes through. So like Hutty, comes through there.
They throw me in a ditch. I don't care. No, I as a veteran, there's two things I like to say right fast. Like, one is I want the foot thing. I mean, I read those. I mean, I don't know what veteran it is. When I see a foot, I know they're veterans. Are you following me? Most of the time, 95% of the time they're gonna be veterans. And I just read where they's at and what they've done, and I imagine in my mind what they went through. You know what I mean? I don't know why you do that. I do. Another thing is you watched Trump yesterday?
No.
I don't know whether you Trump or not. He had I want to say this about this is black week, and the soldiers and stuff in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, I was the big red one, and them suckers will fight you now. I'll tell you, I mean, we proud to have the black soldiers and the white soldiers and the Hispanic. That's with
Yeah.
Messi and Hobo. And when they put that uniform on, hell, they're all green. They're all United States of America, and you need to be proud of them. They've done other things that I didn't do. I mean, they've done some things that we all touched us. I was not proud of what he was saying yesterday.
Oh yeah, it's you know, especially if you served in the service, you know, and you have a different perspective of veterans because you've seen, you know, hopefully you didn't have to see people get killed and injured and things like that, and
I wasn't Air Force
involved.
like you now.
But
you're an Air Force.
it means a lot to you, you know. But you know, it's very important to come get registered with me because if I've got all your information and you know, say this hospice story did come up all of a sudden, I said, well, I've got everything I need here. Let's just make sure all this information's up to date, address, phone number, stuff like that.
Could I ask you a question?
Then we can start, you know, trying to help them.
You said the information. Listen, we had such a big buildup in the Vietnam War. Half the stuff that they couldn't find half our information. See, I was in 5 places in 5 months. Or 4 months. You read my thing. Fort Benning, Fort Campbell, Fort Dix, Fort Lee. Home 30 days. Been in Vietnam 1 day and been in the Army 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I mean.
Yeah. Now I forget which page it is in your service record book, or service personnel they call it, or official official personnel something, OPM. I forget what it is, but there's one piece of paper in there that's in your records that shows where you were at checked in this day and checked out that day, and then the next paper where you went to when you arrived and all that. They don't have leave. Okay, there's a piece of paper in there that checked. Now it ain't on your DD 214.
Well, you look at my. I did
there's
that.
a record.
I did.
But a person's military records, for about all of them, it doesn't give a detailed description of what you did every day or each month. It just says where you were stationed at, when you left, when you went to your next duty station. So there's a chronological record in there for everybody. You know, I'm not saying somebody is missing one, you know, because those things happen.
Well, I was bragging about not necessarily the black, and they did fight good, but I'm talking about all of our American soldiers. Son, when they went to war, they went to war now. They might be wimps for here. They ever get in a damn battle, they ain't wimps.
Yeah, I tell you, that's one of the things. Another thing that, you know, is disheartening is, you know, when they get on up in age in 70s and 80s, and they finally decide to come see me, which I'm grateful. And they were in Vietnam. Okay, they were actually in Vietnam, where they were a cook or combat medic, infantry guy, whatever. They were there. And so say they were over there in 1970. And 50 years later, they come walking in my door about to see what kind of benefits. And when I find out what all their health issues are, and they're associated with Agent Orange, and I think about all the benefits been left on the table all these years.
Right now,
I mean, it's just I don't get on them. I just sit there and you know, shake my head a little bit. And I'm just like
I went down there. I had Agent Orange right here, this car right here.
Mm-hmm.
I went down. I guess 50-something years ago when I got back, and I didn't hear anything from 49 years, nothing. I didn't want to prove. Then when Trump got elected, you check my file, that's when I started drawing. I hadn't drawn nothing. Took care of nothing. But since he came on, I mean, the first time, and I'm not saying a Trump man, I'm just saying when he come in,
mm-hmm.
he that's when I started getting. I broke them now, like with heart attacks. I don't know where they get all their money. Maybe that's why I'm wearing debt so much. But I know most people that went falling apart like me too. You know what I mean?
Well, I can honestly say, because I see the results of it. Our claim process with the federal VA has sped up enormously. I'm seeing claims getting settled a lot quicker. I'm just seeing, because lots of, back in the day, you file a claim and it may be 2 months before it ever gets looked at. The VA they just send a letter, send you a letter saying we received your claim and we're working on it. We'll let you know if you need
Now you
we
got
need
down
more
on people
information,
died.
and that kind of went that way. But now I'm seeing claims getting settled within 2 months. I mean, their VA has really stepped up to the plate here in the past
They have.
2 years.
And they got some
Seen
fine facilities too now.
lot of increase. From what I understand, they've kind of tried to go through all their processes and see, okay, how can we, do we really need this extra form, for this? I mean, it's already on this form, but we have a separate form which is asking the same stuff that's on, and that's blocked on this form. So they've been trying to streamline the process, and it's really worked out good. I'm very impressed with it.
Well, let me ask you a benefit question. If a veteran or one of their family members, let's just say you got a vet that's got dementia or some other disease where they're not in the hospital, but the family member needs help at home, there are some agencies out there that provide, it's not home health care, but it's home care where they send somebody out that helps. For example, if they're not able to bathe or dress themselves or prepare meals.
House cleaning, shopping, these sorts of things. The VA, what they do, here's how this works with someone like that.
Howdy.
Okay.
Mr. Johnson,
Man, you
it's
got,
only in the phone.
son, you got to talk
They are
English.
only in the phone, Mr. Johnson. Felipe.
Hey, man, talk English. You can talk English. Hell, how you got over here?
Come on, phone.
Hell, man.
So
You think I'm
this goes
crazy?
back to what I was talking about earlier. Here's how this works for the most part with the VA Health Administration, VA Healthcare, is you got to get registered. Well, let's take this gentleman you're giving this hypothetical situation, which really is not. I get this a lot. He's got to be in VA healthcare. Well, let's say he was in the healthcare for 8-9 years. He's been getting his healthcare from the VA. Everything's he gets his 6-month checkup. He's VA paid to have his knee replaced, whatever. Well, as he's getting older and his dementia's coming, well, when he gets to the point that he can no longer go to the doctor, okay, we switch him over to what's called home-based primary care, okay? These are the ladies that go out and the doctor go out to the patient's home, and, keep a check on him. And
I
when
didn't
you're
know
on
that.
home-based primary care, VA goes all out. I mean, you need a wheelchair ramp put in, they put a wheelchair ramp in, you need wheelchairs, you need adult diapers, canes, portable potties, to put it, bedside pot, all that stuff. Bed, need a bed.
Howdy.
I mean, all this stuff.
Hey, honey, what happened? Y'all just went completely dead.
Well, hell, I don't know. I'm just listening to this man up here talking. Hold on a second. I'll find out.
Well, I was, but I ain't heard nothing
Well,
in the last 5 minutes.
well, let me. I mean,
Hit the wrong button.
I gotta find out what's going on. Hey,
Jared, hit the
Jeremy,
wrong button.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Oh, you got.
All right.
All right, he'll get us on in a second.
Hey, Jimmy.
Are we back on?
I don't know.
Back on.
Okay. So this guy would fall under home-based primary care, and they would come out to at the home. First thing they do is go out to the home, do a safety check, make sure it's safe and stuff. For the nurses, doctors come up. That's just a standard procedure thing, and then they, start working with him. Usually by then he may be on hospice. Let's say he's got to go into a nursing home, okay? Because they can't, somebody can't be there 24/7. He don't have the family or whatever. Then the VA will look at putting him in a VA-approved nursing home or care facility, okay? But what they have to understand is you're only
Is it
going to
off
get.
the air?
Well, all right. Think about it. Set it off again. Huh?
Is it on? It's good? Okay. And then, but they would be sent to a VA approved care
Check
or
on
nursing
that
facility.
today. That's bad.
You see what I'm saying? Not all nursing homes are approved by the VA to be a VA, and the VA pays for it.
Right.
Okay. But like I said, it all starts way back here 10 years prior to this or longer.
You got to be registered.
You got to be in the
and-
system.
And people that are not in that situation yet don't understand what a huge financial benefit that would be for, to be able to have a nursing home benefit paid for. Because you're talking about, now about $10,000 a month to go into a nursing home.
Oh yeah, I've seen some prices. The way the pricing works that I've seen, because if we're doing assisted living, I see what cost in say Marion County, and I see what's cost in Florence, and nursing homes are the same way. The closer you get to the big cities, the more it costs. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. But
And there's if you can have assisted living, it's much more economical than being in the nursing home. You're probably looking at less than half.
Oh no, assisted living here in Marion County. I mean, well, it depends on what all you want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Private room versus semi-private. It all depends on how much extra care you need, other than just a normal person that's living there.
Right.
But you can get around $3,000 a month here in Marion County for assisted living if you're someone that can kind of take
Right,
care of
yeah.
themselves, bathe and all that.
But you just want to be somewhere
Right,
where you've got.
but you
people
still
that-
have assisted living, and with that, that's a medical cost under the VA.
Yes.
So if you come and file for a veteran's pension or a widow's pension, survivor's pension, okay, and let's say between her income and maybe she's drawing a little old $200 retirement check from somewhere, so let's just say she's bringing in $3,000 a month. Okay, but she's to the point now that she wants to go to assisted living because family can't be there all the time. Well, if she's fixing to wipe out her income, okay. However, if she qualifies for widow's pension, she can come in and we'll file widow's pension. Well, that $3,000 a month she spent assisted living is a medical expense. So we just wiped out her income. You see, that's how you get you down, is by out-of-pocket medical expense. The VA allows you to use as an expense. So the assisted livings are, a good choice, for folks that they need someone to be around them,
Right.
just in case,
And their meals are prepared. And
Meals are
laundry's
prepared,
done.
laundry, all that stuff, and so we've got a lot of good assisted living facilities. I know they stay pretty close to full capacity. Working on a case with one of them there in Hamilton, and they just had one bed. We're trying to help get a veteran get in there, but they get filled up,
And those are good facilities. We have some very good facilities here. In
Oh, yeah.
Marion County.
we've got some great ones, and but yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. And like I said, my phone number is 205-921-3161. And even for those Franklin County listeners, you do not have to be from Marion County for me to service you in Marion County.
And call
You
him
can
about 2
call
o'clock in
me,
the morning.
call me any day of the week, down there, because probably I'd say 30-40% of them, the claims and that I work in Marion County through the week is Franklin County folks, because with technology today, we can email, talk on the phone. I can send you the form electronically, and you can sign it. You don't even have to come see me. Though, I like talking and seeing people, but
Right.
a lot of people can't get off work or they're trying to help
Well, how
their
come you lock
father.
your door?
Hmm?
How come you lock your door?
Lock my door.
Yeah, I can't get in.
Yeah. Well, you don't
that's
need to
just
be
a-
in there if I'm not in there. 'Cause I don't trust you. Yeah.
Well,
Well, listen, Hutty, I got to get going. I
What?
sure appreciate you and Dave
I
letting me
want to
come
talk
on.
to you, but hell, you're so busy talking.
I do. I got folks coming in this morning, trying to help them out.
I'd hate for you to have to help me out. I'll be honest with you. I'm glad my daughter's talking to you.
Yeah, I told her.
He's better off that his daughter.
Have you buried me upside down?
I
Face down?
don't do the burying. I just help.
Well, I
with-
mean, you would
help
pay.
with-
The money comes from the VA, see.
Well, if they did bury people standing up, we could save a lot more ground space in the cemeteries.
Well, I've heard that there was one buried at the Indian Mounds there in Hamilton. One of the judges that was buried sitting in a chair.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, I don't know. I've seen it, some that been buried with a phone and stuff on the side. I just put me like a face up, move on there, and
You want to be buried face down?
no, I know where I'm going anyway. Well, let me ask you something. What have you been cooking now? You're a big cook now. What you got something special? I'll start trying something new.
Well, actually, I got 3 pans of sliders in my truck because for the courthouse today. So the 4-H folks down there, or county extension office, they let me use their kitchen. So we prepared 4 pans. We ate one of them. So we have 3 pans, and so but that's the first time I did. I had shaved sirloin steak, like.
Well, I appreciate you coming up here
cheesesteak
empty-handed. Don't invite us.
And then I had pineapple sausage. So chopped all that up real fine and made a big old batch of that. And then we made sliders out of it and put Parmesan cheese on top. And well, and I don't eat when people eat. Well, I might wait till later because I'm cooking. But
Right.
I went back in there later that night to get me. There was one left.
One left.
But I did get one. It was good. But well, I got to go, Hutty.
Marlon, we appreciate you coming
man,
by.
I got to text about
Just
something.
give Marlon a call if you need
Yeah,
some
read that. I can't.
All right, send it.
Here's my glasses. Go ahead.
I don't think you would.
I did. I'm talking about myself.
Can you get those benefits if you're a widow of a veteran? Was the question.
Yes, you can get. There are, like I was talking about, the widow's pension. I mean, that's pretty much what is available to a widow. But once again, it all depends on when he served. For a widow to be available for the pension, they had to serve during a war period. Okay, so the Vietnam era runs from basically 1965 to 1975.
It wasn't a war, though.
It does run from 55 to 65 if
Yeah.
you were over there, because we had a lot of advisors,
Yeah,
special
yeah.
forces, working with the locals over there.
I got over about that.
But 65 to 75, it don't matter where you served at. You could have been in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and work as an instructor on the artillery range, or in Germany. You served during the actual what they call the war period. And then, of course, Korea was from, I think, about 1951, 55, something like that. And then, of course, World War II. I don't know of any World War II vets off the top of my head here in Marion County. I mean, they're about
dead.
passed on.
Passed away.
And then from and don't ask me the month in 75, but whatever month in 75 up to, I believe it was 1990, is a non-war period. The wife or the veteran wouldn't be eligible for a pension during that time. Then in 1990, we went into a war period, and we are still in a war period. They've not cut that date off yet. So the best thing for her to do is, I'm assuming it's a her that's on there, or the person that texted Hutty just now, is just give me a call, and let's see what might be available. I mean, that's the first thing, but depending on the situation, most of them are.
Right.
Well, women.
But pension, always remember though, pension is also based off income. Okay, so if you're making $100,000 a year off your husband's retirement, your Social Security and stuff, you're probably not going to be eligible. Because it's designed for low income.
Right.
Is what the pension is for the vet and the widow. Mm-hmm.
Could you give your number out one time so people know where to call?
I did, but I can give it again.
Just
It's
give it one more time.
205-921-3161. Call me in Hamilton.
3161.
Yeah.
Out of 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's all.
And you better leave a message.
Leave a message.
Yeah.
All right, Marlon, appreciate it.
Appreciate
Well, how you
it,
been
y'all.
doing, son?
I got to go.
Well, hell, you going up to Frank County? They don't keep time up there.
Y'all got to talk politics. I don't want to interrupt.
Well, hell, hey, there ain't no politics up there.
David, if y'all wasn't talking politics.
Hey, that's Hitler talking up there. When you walk in, Give him the salute
Well,
right
be
there.
careful. The roads are wet. Have a good one.
Good
See
to
you.
see y'all.
You too.
Y'all got it. I'll be
All right,
quiet.
Jerry. There's, of course, several things going on. I don't think we talked about Barry Moore, is running for the U.S. Senate seat. And he had Trump endorsed him. And I saw where Steve Flowers had an article out one day this week. I don't know, it was a couple of days ago probably. And, he says that he thinks that Barry Moore will be the next junior senator from the state of Alabama.
Well, he will be.
You heard anything about that? I mean, is that?
I haven't heard anything about it, but I tend to agree with him. I mean, it just seems like he's favored a little bit.
Well, I know also he's gotten, of course, that opened up some campaign contributions from especially Club for Growth. Club for Growth is a big political PAC organization that supports conservatives and especially Trump-endorsed conservatives because they realize that if you have, Trump endorsement, that's a really good indicator that, you're probably going to be the winner of that race that you're in. And, we also had in the lieutenant governor's race, John Wall, who was chairman of the Alabama Republican Party, was endorsed by Trump. And I saw, I think it was an article in, I don't know if it was Yellowhammer or 1819 News. It was one of the, and it could have been AL.com. I mean, I think they even covered this, that John Wall was invited. He was down at Mar-a-Lago one day this week. There was an event down there, and he was down there at that event. So, those are two races where, you've got the Trump endorsements that's going to play a role in the outcome of the election. Because a lot of times, especially in what we call down ballot races where you're not talking about the governor, you're not talking about a U.S. senator, and you're not talking about, it's a local race like we've got our state senator, Garland Gudger, and we've got a House representative seat, and, Tracy Estes, who currently holds that seat, is not running. So you got three guys that are running for that seat. And, you don't have a Trump endorsement in that, but people are aware of that. This time, this election cycle, we don't have one county race in Marion County, and that's District 1 Commission race where there are multiple people running for that office.
You had one yesterday here.
Yeah. Oh, did you? And you got the Keith Nichols, who is the incumbent, and then you got Billy Ernest that's running, and you've got Jason Taylor that's running. And
Which one's the tree climber?
that's Billy Ernest.
He's running.
Yeah.
He did good yesterday.
Oh, he was here.
Yeah.
The one that was here yesterday.
Hey, you ain't the only Republican around.
Well, I know
Sometimes it feels
They know I'm a hypocrite. They know I'm a hypocrite. I go either way.
That's one of the things about like anybody who gets a Trump endorsement, they're going to be loved by 90% of the population and then hated by the loudest 10% of the population.
I'm not sure that anymore. Used to, I had a lot of Democrats who used to call and give me a hard time. I wasn't hard timing them. I'm an old Democrat. Come back, line. My folks got over here, they were Democrats. I'm talking about one of the Wilsons, the first group to come into Franklin County.
So you're not saying you're old and a Democrat?
Well, I'm just saying my ancestors were.
He was a Democrat back when
Yeah,
that
I
was
got it.
popular.
Well, that's when everybody
Not
was.
popular anymore.
I mean, hell, I didn't know him better. That's what everybody cared you do. Go vote. I mean, but do you think it ever changed back over from Republican to Democrat?
Not in the foreseeable future.
With the crowd they've had.
You're going to see in areas like in Madison County where you got Huntsville, and you've got a lot of people that have moved to Huntsville from blue states, especially that work for the government. So you've got a different demographic in Madison County now, and particularly in and around the Huntsville metro area. And, you might see a Democrat get elected up there in state politics, where you won't see that in, Limestone County or Morgan County or Lauderdale County or Marion County, Franklin County.
Well, when I was young, a Democrat was for the working man. I mean, that's all I ever heard. He's a Democrat. He's for the working man. That's all you ever heard. And then the working man went to hell, I reckon. There wasn't nobody for a working man for a while.
Well,
Republican for the rich man. That's what they said.
I can't remember now who it was. There was somebody that has been a traditional Democrat. He was an attorney. You see Morgan and Morgan,
Yeah.
big law firm
Yeah.
that advertises about every time you see a commercial on TV. Well, John Morgan, and he does a lot of the ads for Morgan and Morgan. In the past, he's been a Democrat and a big Democrat donor. I forget he gave a lot of money during the Biden administration to the Democratic Party. And I saw him do an interview, and he said he could no longer support the Democratic Party. He would not be giving any money to the Democratic Party.
Well, it's not not necessarily the local Democrats. It's the leaders of the Democrat Party. I mean, nationwide.
Well, you've seen the people like Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, who are the leaders of the party.
Well, they goofy as hell.
And the DNC, the leaders of the DNC, they're all in on the woke, the LGBTQ, the transgender, anything that the average American just, is not for. That's what the Democratic Party's for. And that's why I really don't understand why you got a lot of local people who still, profess to be Democrats. And I understand, that they may not like the Republican Party. But, I believe I would proclaim to be an independent before I would proclaim to be a Democrat.
Well, I would say that the line between Democrat and Republican has shifted so far left that it went
Well, most
past.
of your voters now that, especially, and Trump's the one that has really changed the demographic of the Republican Party, and it's gone from a party that was perceived to be for the wealthy people, and now it's more a party of the average, common, everyday guy, the working people. You've even got unions. Even in the last election that endorsed Trump, and you've never seen that in the past. Now you've still got the union clique that goes Democrat, but you're seeing that less and less because the people that are actually members in the union, they're not voting Democrat now.
Well, if you look on my webpage, Hutty Show, I put a speaker on there. I want you to watch for that black woman. She give everybody a hammerjack nest just because we're black and he's white. We can't be for him.
Well, that's stupid.
Candace Owen?
Huh?
Candace
No.
Owen? Who is it?
I don't know who.
They had people from everywhere. They wouldn't elect officials. They
Okay.
just and
Well, you've got more and more black people that are voting Republican.
well, I can see why yesterday.
Because you don't, are you talking about AOC?
Huh?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Hell, I don't know about that.
You saw AOC, who's being mentioned as a front runner in the Democratic primary for president in 2 years.
No, they wouldn't run it.
And some people are even talking about an AOC Kamala Harris ticket, which would be great for the Republican Party. And that's how
You talking about the one from Maryland?
AOC's from New York, and of course Kamala's she lives out in California.
I don't sell that shirt. I can't.
AOC's the Jasmine Crockett's probably says more stupid things than AOC does, but
Hutty.
it's close.
A vote for Skeeter Bedford is a vote for making all your dreams come true.
Well, me too. Send money.
Make my dreams come
That
true.
was an important call.
Damn. Before I get a hold of it. Hutty.
Hey, you talking about, I think, the pardons are the black lady that got up there and was really praising Trump.
Well, she fell apart. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I wish somebody talk. I couldn't hear nobody talk that good about me.
Hey, I'll tell you what, she done him some good, that's for sure, with the black community.
Well, what I thought about the whole thing, I sit there, and I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm for us.
You're an independent.
I'm for us. I don't give a damn who's in there. If they for us. If they ain't for us, I don't ain't for them. But when it went about the soldiers in Vietnam, now they were, I'd say, 80% black people, and them suckers fought just like anybody else. And people going about maybe being prejudiced.
Well,
I'm not prejudiced.
And say that's something that the left and the Democratic Party in particular they keep pushing the racial issue that you're a racist, and you just don't see that anymore. I mean, yeah, there are still racist people out there, and there'll always be racist people, and racism works always. It's not necessarily racism against black people. It can be racism black against white or against brown people or yellow people. I mean, it's not a black and white issue. It has been in the past, but it's not that way.
The lady you talking about, Hutty, her name's Alice Marie Johnson.
Well, I didn't pay attention. I was just listening like a fool.
She was in prison to serve 20 years for a nonviolent drug offense, and then received clemency of Trump.
That wasn't the one I was talking about, but I seen her too. But
okay.
But it was another one. She was. I tell you what, she'd whoop you drop a ham hat. I'd like to have her in Vietnam. I'd have her. I'd give her a gun, put her in front.
I was thinking when I was listening to Miss Johnson talking, I was thinking the people on the left, well, they're about to have a conniption, I guess. But
Trump received an award, and this has probably been 20 years ago.
Who?
Donald Trump.
Oh.
And I think it's a Rosa Parks Award from New York, Trump is probably the least racist president. Joe Biden was by far much more racist than Trump's ever been.
Oh, I agree.
And so anyway, that's a ploy by the Democrats to divide the country, and Barack Obama did more to hurt race relationships.
He did. I didn't think he would.
And less to help black people than any president that we've ever had.
I thought he'd help.
And we'll go down in history as one of the worst presidents that we've ever.
Well, I tell you something I'd love to see is the view go down. I mean, completely under. But I don't know.
The View is a awful program. I don't really understand.
Well, it's a step up from us. That's for sure. Everybody out about how bad our show is. I got all these hard-headed Republicans on here. That's what it is.
Well, while we got you on the radio, we were just fixing to talk about, yesterday the Alabama Public Service Commission approved a 4.87% rate increase for Alabama Power. So your power bill is going to be going up about 5% more than what it is now.
Hell, mine was $1,400 right here last month.
Well, it's time to vote somebody new in, I guess.
Well, there was a bill introduced last week in the House. It never was voted on to make the Public Service Commission appointed by the governor.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so too either.
I mean, if that happens, look out.
Well, Tracy was one of the sponsors of that bill.
Well, hell, I like Tracy, but hell, he's much shows now.
Who Tracy Estes sponsor was one of the
he was one of the sponsors of that bill.
To have them to be appointed?
Yes.
Well,
I like Tracy, but
I guess he was able to get some money out of it somehow, because that's about all that's. Think about it.
Well, that's your neighbor down there, son. You better quit talking about your neighbor.
I don't even know who you're talking about no more.
Yeah, you kind of like my buddy up here. Works for me. He's got
tell
a bad
I
attitude.
tell you what, I'm telling you, I've called in and told you before, and I still like old Michael Beck. I would just like to see him get in there and try it. I may be wrong.
What's your mailing address? You keep advertising for him. I'm gonna have to bill you.
Well,
I give equal opportunity.
I just like to see somebody get in there and do something that hadn't been in politics before. See what and try them out. I mean, we won't know till we try them out.
Well, let me ask you: did you really think? I mean, truthfully, now, I'm not in love with some of our politicians in office, but has it been the local people's fault? Really, most of the problems we've had, it's coming all the way up from Washington, the headquarters of the Democrats. Democrats have went so far left.
Because that's where the money's coming from.
Well, my great granddaddy and my great granddaddy, they'd turn over their grave if they knew the Democrat Party turned out to be like what they are now.
Well, I mean, my goodness. I mean, somebody goes in the office and they're worth net worth about $100,000 or $500,000, and they come out worth $500 million. I mean, think about it.
You're talking about Pelosi. Anyway.
I'm talking. Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah.
Well, so we got to go. I got my man up here. We're going to have to get him out of here. Listen,
right.
You good man.
I appreciate you calling.
Yeah, send money now.
One
All
thing
that chicken I could eat. I'm
I
hungry.
wanted to go back to that. Like what I was saying a while ago is that line has gone so far left from the center that it's gone past the very far left that what would have usually been considered as
Yes.
far left
Oh,
back
yeah.
in the day.
Well,
We're in fantasy land.
Yeah,
now.
you've gone from people who were liberal progressives who believed in, government programs for helping anybody and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've got people that want you to believe something that is, impossible.
Yeah.
Like men can have babies, and, you need to have, if you've got a 11-year-old boy that thinks he's a girl, he should be able to get gender changing surgery to change that. And that's just, that's beyond anything that's even logical.
And how did so many people come to believe in that line of thinking?
They're stupid.
A big part of
Exactly.
it is the media. When you've got media, like all of your mainstream media, ABC is as bad. CNN has gotten irrelevant. Their viewership is down to a point to where it's, they're not even relevant.
I pulled it up this morning.
anymore.
They have lost 2/3 CNN. They used to have 1.5 million people watch it every day. They're down to around 500,000. They have lost 2/3. I pulled up this morning.
There's definitely more people that will watch YouTube creators and channels than will watch the news nowadays.
Well, you had
I'm worried about Fox now.
And they've gone the Murdoch family. Rupert Murdoch owns Fox News, and his kids are the ones that are in charge of it now. And they're like a lot of these rich
People,
kids in particular, that have grown up privileged and rich, and for whatever reason that makes them have a complex. I don't know what causes it, where they think that they've got to be on all these causes that the left is on. It comes from Hollywood, it comes from the elites in Hollywood, it comes from the elites all over
it
the
don't
country.
come from Hackenburg, Alabama.
And that's
that's
what
for sure.
the Democratic Party has become. It's become the party of the elites and the people in Hollywood, and a lot of them know better. And it's really it angers you to see all of the 97% of the coverage that Trump gets is negative from the mainstream media. It's not fair. It's not balanced.
They say 95%.
And yeah, I get that. When I'm watching Trump give a speech, it used to bother me. I mean, he talks about, we've never seen anything like it, and it's the best, and
the Trumpisms.
And the Trumpism, but he's a salesman. He was on, had the TV show The Apprentice and some stuff like that. And that's just, the way he does things. But he's been very effective.
I'll be honest. If you think about that,
I'm glad you are.
Well, it's exactly what he's just trying to put those thoughts in people's heads when he says the best or
you can say. I mean, and that's what you do when you're trying to make an impression.
Yeah.
You repeat. You repeat.
That's what the left has been doing for all this.
And that's what they've been doing. They've been trying to drive this stuff in. And I mean, who would have ever thought that you would see the things that you see reported on the news the way they report it? And honestly, I mean, the FCC should investigate when you got companies that have public airwaves like ABC and CBS and NBC. I mean, those are companies that have a license to broadcast on public airwaves.
It shouldn't be propaganda either way.
No, it shouldn't. You shouldn't have a spin on it. You should report what happened, and put no spin on it. I mean, that's and if you can't do that, then these big companies that are making hundreds of millions of dollars, like ABC, and ABC's owned by Disney, and NBC's owned by Comcast, and CBS has just been bought out by Skydance. It was owned by Paramount, and supposedly CBS is trying to change their news organization, and they're going to have to just fire all of them and start over to get any results, because people no longer have confidence in what they hear on news, on ABC. I don't even watch ABC, NBC, and CBS.
All right.
Occasionally I'll watch it, and if you don't watch it, and if you actually read and go to sources, there's still journalists out there. You have to look to find them, but you won't see them. I mean, ABC, the people that are on at 5:30 on ABC and NBC, those aren't journalists. They're reading a script that's been written by people who have the same agenda as the left and the Democratic Party, and they promote stuff that is absolutely not in the best interest of the people in this country.
Well, that's the one thing about the left that I find very hard to believe is that you can see that there are far more sheep, just people that are following whatever they hear, whatever they see, than people that think for themselves and try to look for the truth in things. Like for me personally, I don't watch any news anymore because I don't want to be influenced one way or the other.
I watch all of them.
I watch Fox when I'm up here
Yeah.
But if I see something on a headline, I'll check it out for myself until I know exactly what's going on.
I like to see a recap of what's happened during the day because there may be some things that I didn't see on X or I didn't see on whatever. But Brett Baer is as close to a fair news broadcast that you'll see. Mm-hmm. And so, I watch Brett Baer at 5:30, and occasionally I watch it just to see how ABC reports it. And it's just if you know the difference, if you watch it all the time, you won't notice it. And if that's all you watch, then you begin to understand why there are a lot of people that fall for this stuff and that believe some of these just insane things that are going on and some of the things that are said. And if the media covered the Democrats like they cover Trump and the Republicans, and even though they don't, the negative coverage, who's responsible for shutting TSA and FEMA and the Coast Guard and everything? They shut down. They quit funding all of those agencies, but they didn't quit funding ICE because ICE is funded. They hadn't skipped a beat.
And you ain't heard a word of them say that word about it.
But you don't. They don't. If they would be all over if it's the other way around, if the Republican Party was doing that and the Democrats were in trouble, it would be nonstop coverage about look what they're doing, But they don't cover it. No. They don't hammer them like they need to be hammered. Like Hutty says, jackhammer them.
It's very hypocritical the way that they go about their news. And if you watch any news source, the moment you stop listening is when you hear an opinion. That's when you should stop listening.
Well, that'd be right at the very beginning of the newscast.
Today on the news, Trump did click. That's kind of the problem that we're having today.
Hutty.
Hey,
What are you?
it's over there.
Man, listen. Listen. I've been sick and all that stuff. I know what the hell you saying. Go to hell.
But I mean, if
You know,
look
they're
at the
trying.
different-
They're trying to. You know, they've done everything they can do to try to tie Trump to Jeffrey Epstein in the Epstein files.
Well, they put.
You know, Trump's mentioned so many times. Yeah, he's mentioned because Trump was one of the first ones that turned Jeffrey Epstein in because when Trump lived at Mar-a-Lago, I mean, Jeffrey Epstein was his neighbor. And when Trump heard what some of the things that were going on, you know, he basically told him, don't come to my house anymore. You're not welcome here.
Well, you
And
know.
he was also one of the ones that testified and talked to the Justice Department. And by the way, Epstein got a sweetheart deal when he was prosecuted.
Well, that ain't nothing. They arrested the damn guy from the prince from.
Yeah, I saw that
King.
earlier. That
Well, hell, I read the whole thing. They arrested him last night. You know that?
Yeah, Prince Andrew got arrested
hell.
last night. But now, Epstein was first prosecuted under the Bush Justice Department.
Yeah, they arrested him.
And he got a sweetheart deal.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of coverage. You can go back and read it. The Miami Herald did a in-depth investigation. Good journalists down there at that time with the Miami Herald that did a very good investigation of what happened, and he reported on weekly in the Miami Herald. And you know, if you read it, you'll say, "Man, he got a sweetheart deal from the Bush Justice Department."
Well, listen, he's talking about the past. I'm telling you what happened last night.
Right.
So in the past,
Huh?
what?
Last night. I mean, last night now.
Uh-huh.
And you think ain't gonna be a damn fallout on this right here? It's gonna be a big fallout.
Right, there are, and
And,
there's
and
there's
right
a
now,
lot
it's
of, and there's a
happening.
lot of
We on
other-
right now.
Bill Clinton. I mean, you know, look at all of the involvement that Bill Clinton had with Jeffrey Epstein. How many times he visited the island? Jeffrey Epstein went to the White House 17 times when Bill Clinton was president. And I think he, 40,
Well, man, what in
47
the hell?
times
They just running around their wives. I mean, man, ain't nothing big deal about that. It's all, you know. I mean, it ain't like somebody taking a gun, blowing their baby's head off, or stealing millions of dollars like they have before.
Well, it is a big deal because
Well, I know it's a big deal, but it's
these
not.
girls were underage.
I understand that, but how long? I mean, let me ask you something. This has been going on from the time beginning. How long did we have to put up? Epstein, he's been dead 3 years, and hell, all we hear is him. Why don't we get away? We're about to go in war. We've been in a recession. Why don't we take care of our damn business right now? We can't do a thing what they done 3 years ago or 4 years ago.
Well, you know, it was like, what was it, several months ago that the Democrats were having a come apart about releasing all of the Epstein files that they had.
Well, I'm just saying, why are we doing it? Both parties. I'm talking about Democrats, Republicans.
You know, Biden was in office. He was president for 4 years, and not a word was
Well,
said
I
about
understand
releasing
that, son. Why all this is political? All we want to be is get our country and where our kids and make a living and go on about our business.
Mm-hmm.
And all I hear now is war and what they done 4 years ago. Hell, what you had a Democrat, you had a Republican, and neither one of them give a damn about us.
Well, if you look at what's actually happening, the Democrats, as far as the news and everything, are trying to keep you so focused on that you don't see what else they're
Is
doing.
it Democrat? I agree, but it could. The Republicans ain't helping them either.
Well,
and that is a problem because you've got a bill that's already passed the House, the SAVE Act, which would require you, when you register to vote, to prove that you're an American citizen. You got a birth certificate or a naturalization papers or whatever, but when you register to vote, you have to prove you're an American citizen.
Well, let me ask
and
you.
everybody says, well, it's illegal.
I was in Vietnam with Puerto Ricans. Are they American citizens?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yeah.
No, that's not a state.
Not a state, but it is an American.
Well, we own the land.
If I had my phone, I would do it.
I'm just asking you, are they a citizen? I was there with Hispanic. They put in there on account of they had no place to put them back then.
Well, right. But what I'm saying is, we've got the SAVE Act that needs to be passed in the Senate and go to Trump to be signed into law.
We've had the same problem. I know y'all griping about the Republicans, and I'm not taking up for the Democrats. I think I can't imagine how sorry people we've put in office in D.C. and running the Democrat Party. It ain't the Democrat Party my great granddaddy had.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't.
It won't be.
Well,
again,
I'm just saying. I'm not sure the Republican Party ain't going that way too now. Just listen to Fox.
Okay, but all right. Here's what the
You don't listen to what? You don't listen to that stuff.
No, I don't listen to the.
Well, that's
news
why you need to start listening to it.
I like to know the truth.
Well, how you learning the truth if you don't look up nothing?
Because you look into it yourself through good sources.
Okay,
On what sources you pull up that's so good?
Okay, there's in between media, which doesn't care about left or right. It only states the
keep talking.
facts, not their opinion. You can look in. You can see somebody say a story about certain things that are happening and you go and look up all the stories. You don't just look up one. You look up all of them. You take out all of the opinionated things. You just look at the facts that are based on those.
What the
stories.
hell you think I've been doing for 20 years up here?
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean,
You
when
might
you
still
walk
be a
in, I ain't over there
Democrat.
asleep on the damn couch. I'm over on that computer.
But a lot of times you are looking on like Facebook news, and I don't trust.
Listen, the reason I look at Facebook, I want to know what. Listen, you live in Havel. You live in Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what them people are saying.
Okay.
I want to know what people are saying in Brilliant. I want to say in Russell. Are you following me?
right,
Redback.
and that's fine.
And I look them up. And I don't care about who they're dating and whose birthday it is. I want to know what they're thinking about certain things. Then I go look it up myself.
Okay, I want us to talk about right now. I want us to talk about the SAVE Act that it's passed in the House, and it has a lot of support in the Senate. Now, for some reason, Thune, who is the leader in the Senate, is not. I mean, the Democrats are opposed to it.
Well, I agree. They're wrong.
And the reason they're opposed to it is because they use the fact that you don't have to prove you're a citizen, because there are millions of non-citizens that are voting in U.S. elections.
They are.
Especially in blue states like California and New York and Illinois. If you had the laws in place and had them enforced, and just because it says right now that you have to be a U.S. citizen to vote in a federal election. That's the law right now. And that's what the Democrats, they say, well, it's already the law. But it's not being enforced. You don't have to prove you're a U.S. citizen.
When I ran for office 24 years ago, I told this to John M. yesterday. They bragging about how Frank County's this all right. This, I found 24 years ago where 7 people went and voted absentee. When you go out absentee, they're supposed to mark you off the main ballot. Then they didn't do it. They went and voted again 7 more times down in 8 miles from here. Are you following me?
Yeah.
In other words, there was 14 votes. That one of the area I found, and I go to the man in charge of the Republican Democrat Party at the time. He was in charge, and told him and give him the names. Well, it's over with now. I mean, hell, how you? I mean,
well, what's going on right now in Fulton County, Georgia? The FBI took all of the documents out of the storage in Fulton County, Georgia, and they're going to find out. It wasn't the most secure elections we ever had. 2020, there were more election irregularities in 2020 than we've ever had. And we've always had cheating, but not on the scale that we had in 2020. And you can look at the numbers of people that voted, compare it to 3 years before and 3 years after. And I mean, you can see, you don't have to be real smart to see, well, you know, it looks like something wasn't quite kosher about that elections. But in California today, the state of California passed a law in the 24 election cycle that said you cannot ask a person that comes up to vote, you cannot ask them for an ID. You can't ask to see who they are.
They are trying to cheat right now.
They are cheating. It's
Well,
not that
I
they're
know
trying
that.
to cheat.
Everybody got the common sense knows that.
They're cheating by millions of votes. In
Well, I
California.
know that. But they did the same damn thing right here in Franklin County.
Nobody's saying
Well, they
didn't.
did, but 50, and when you get down to a local level, yeah, it matters whether it's 15 votes
Well, I mean,
or whether it's 10 million votes.
If you let cheating go on, it don't make a difference if one vote or two votes. If they cheat,
Yes.
it shouldn't go. And now, it's been 24 years, and a damn soul done nothing about it.
Well-
Even here in Alabama, when you register to vote, all you have to do is sign saying that I attest that I am a citizen
Yep.
of the United
That's it.
States and a resident of the
And
state.
you
of
show your driving license.
and show your driver's license.
But
So
that's what
you could be
the
a
biggest difference
non-citizen
is.
and you could register to vote in Alabama.
And let me ask you something else. Could you still, will our driving license get us where we can vote this next time?
Well, if this SAVE Act passes,
Well,
it-
but it ain't too much of an election, is it?
no, it's not gonna be in effect for this election.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I bet.
And we had, that we know of, 3,300 non-citizens that voted in the last election in 24 in Alabama.
Huddy.
Hey.
Yeah.
I can't talk for y'all.
you have to turn the radio down. It's on a delay.
Okay. You're one for you. That thing will be off the air.
Well, that's why I've been off there. Okay, I am.
Yeah, so it's all
This
my fault.
guy right here talking about absentee vote. That's Democrat run county back then. He
Well,
ain't got sense enough to know that.
well hell,
He
I knew that.
also sat up there with his ear things on. These Mexicans coming in, and then he had boys run around trying to sell T-shirts made in Mexico. He's just dumb. He always has been dumb.
Well, you
Talk
ain't
to
you ain't
people
no
that
smart
work
ass.
with
You
him.
know that, buddy. You're not.
Talk to people that work with you. What about that 72-year-old man whipped you bad?
Who?
What about that boy over yonder running that trailer plant? I mean, that where they sell house trailer. He knocked you, and you just slid down the wall. He just
Man, who the hell you talking about? You're about as dumb as you lie firecracker. You know that? How you get big damn dumb in your way? You come up here and knock me on the wall, big boy. Come
You
on,
can't.
drag your butt.
You can't.
Drag your butt up here and let's see who's bad. Come on. Come on
Hey,
up here,
fella.
butthole.
Who was that?
Hell, I don't know who it was. I didn't even know who it was.
Well, I thought you knew who it was.
Well, I didn't know who the guy was.
Okay.
I never heard from him. He's over do. What are you done, big boy? You ain't done a damn thing in your life. Go ahead.
Jimmy, you got any sports over here?
Well, I didn't ask for it.
That's right. No, you didn't.
It's
Well,
but-
we're done overtime. We're done in Jimmy's time.
you don't like what I'm saying, turn the damn channel, buddy, or sue me. Hell, that's what you need to do. Carry me to court. I'll put your butt in jail, too. Come on, buddy.
Come on over, Jimmy. It's 8:30.
Let's go. All right, what else you got?
That's it. I just would, I'm glad Marlon came up here and let us in on what's going on with the VA. And we'll have a little more election news maybe here in the thing. I understand that John Merrill's going to announce today that he's running for chairman of the Alabama Republican Party.
Is he?
That's what I've been told.
Well, I hadn't talked to him. I don't know.
So maybe we'll have a little more information next week. That's coming up 2 weeks from Saturday, the election for chairman. There's 4 people running right now.
Who's running?
John Reynolds and Scott Staghathan, who's
Hold on a minute. Son, I don't know any. I know that a lot of people could knock me down. But I don't remember not one damn soul to ever knock me down around here in a long, long time. And I'm sure they can. But I'm not sure you could, big boy. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
I get a little mad every once in a
All right,
while.
well, that's all right. Scott Staghathan, who's a state representative from Morgan County, and Stan Cook, who's a preacher, he ran for governor in 2018, and then John Merrill. So there'll be 4 of them.
Well, what does it pay?
Well, it does pay. It didn't used to pay anything. The way our bylaws reads, it said that the steering committee, which that's the 22-member body that runs the day-to-day operations, may pay the chairman, and they were paying the past chairman.
You still ain't told me how much.
John Wall. Well, I don't know exactly how much it was. So, but he was our John Wall, who's now running for.
If you read that, you had to know how much they paid.
Well, it didn't say how much they paid. But anyway, John Wall, who's running.
You see why I don't believe the Republicans now?
for lieutenant governor, he was chairman up until he qualified to run on January 23rd, and he's also, we talked earlier, he's been endorsed by Trump. Jimmy, who's playing? Are we still playing basketball?
Oh, we got plenty going on.
All right.
Still got the
Hey,
tournament.
crank his car up. We'll be leaving in a minute. Cause hell, he don't have a 1-2 scores.
1 or 2? Is that all?
Now, if he keeps quiet over there, I could get more than 2 in.
All right. Well, go ahead.
But y'all
have a good one.
Y'all hanging it up, huh?
All right, what do you got there, Jimmy?
Okay, I'm gonna start out with the game from yesterday up at Wallace State, trying to get through all of them, trying to get to Birmingham. So yesterday in the girls' action, Holly Pond and Mars Hill 58, Holly Pond 38. And Mars Hill 69 and Winfield 51 in the boys. Vinemont, Lauderdale County was Lauderdale County 48, Vinemont 45. Local Fort versus Lauderdale County. This is the boys. It was 67 in favor of Lauderdale County, 49 Local Fort. West Morgan, Wilson girls. Wilson, this is kind of, I guess you say, kind of a little upset. Wilson girls, 53, and West Morgan, 38. And then the West Morgan boys defeated Brooks boys, 67 to 55. And then the Good Hope girls defeated Dessler. That's another kind of upset. Good Hope won the game 60 to 50. That's the girls. And then the boys, East Lawrence played Dessler boys, and the Dessler boys won 65 to 55. So that was the scores from yesterday. This morning at 9 o'clock, we get started all over again. We got Russellville girls playing Gunnersville at 9 o'clock. Boaz and Gunnersville boys at 10:30. West Point and Priceville at 12, that's girls. Lawrence County boys versus East Lawrence at 1:30. Clay Chalkwell girls versus Mortonville Jordan, 3 p.m. And then the boys, you got Clay Chalkwell and Coleman at 4:30. Then the boys, the girls, you got Decatur versus Hazel Green at 6 o'clock. And the boys, you got Mosa Shoals versus Lee of Huntsville at 7:30. So that's the lineup for today. And of course, tomorrow you don't have many games on just 7A's. Tomorrow's playing. Of course, you got 4 teams. You got Hillcrest versus Florence in the Friday morning, 9 o'clock. That's girls. Then Thompson boys, Bob Jones is at 10:30. Then the girls, you got Bob Jones versus Prattville at noon. Then the boys action, you got James Clemens versus Tuscaloosa County at 1:30. And so Monday, in the 1A and 2A championship game up at Wallace, you got Bell Green versus Cold Springs at 9 o'clock.
You going?
I could. That's an awful early. Have to get up.
Well, hell.
9 o'clock. That's Monday. I might go up Monday because you got Red Bay boys versus Cold Springs at 10:45. So that'd be some good ball games to watch.
Well, I hope Tony will go up there and have a heart attack.
Yeah,
Missed 5 games yesterday.
I know.
He come up here at 12 o'clock and said, I got some ads. Well,
Too late then,
he said, well, we can't be on air. I mean, we could be right here. I could have the game broadcast.
Then let's see, you got the Meek girls versus Marion County girls at 12:30. That'd be good. Then you got Hubbersville boys against Addison boys at 2:15. So that's the finals of the 1A and 2A. And let's see, today, of course, we got a lot of baseball games today. If the weather's permitting, it's not too pretty out there this morning.
Well, it's supposed to be pretty today now.
The sun's supposed to came out yesterday, I thought, but it didn't get there. But we got a list of a lot of games today, of course. Some of them may be not playing on calendar basketball, because today you got 17 games. You got Brooks, Lauderdale County, Central at Florence, Cherokee gets at Tanner, Colbert County at Rogers, Colbert Heights, you got Colbert Heights at Rogers, Colbert Christian at Faultville, Desher at Haleville, Florence at Central, Hackleburg at Shoals Christian, Hamilton at Etowah, Mississippi, Lauderdale County at Brooks, Lawrence County at Florence, Lexington at Sheffield. And you go on down here, we got Rogers and Colbert Heights. Shoals Christian and Hackleburg be playing over at Shoals Christian. Done told that one. Then you got Wilson at Tharptown and Sheffield at Lexington. And then softball today, we got 3 games lined up. We got Northside versus Hamilton, and Phil Campbell versus Phillips, and Tharptown at Russellville. And let's see what else we got lined up here. Of course, in today's soccer, this is Hutty's favorite thing right here. You got Brooks at East Lawrence, Tharptown's at West Morgan. You got Brooks at Florence, Wilson at Elkmont. You got Russell boys at West Point. And then you got the Russell girls be playing at home against West Point, and most shows at Brooks boys, and a lot going on. Let's see what else we got. UNA boys yesterday, they beat Queens up in New York by the score of 85-76, and then the girls got beat 87-54 by up in Louisville, Kentucky against, they won, the girls did, against this team I never heard of, Bell Minor. And see what else going on. Well, the SEC last night. Did you watching them games last night?
Well, I did. I ain't gonna sit up all night and watch Alabama. You ain't gonna tell the scores?
I thought they were gonna play all night, didn't you?
Well, what was the score?
The score, well, let me run them down right here. We had Oklahoma and Tennessee. Tennessee won 89-66.
I watched part of that. I couldn't believe Tennessee was dominant.
Well, I didn't either. I didn't think it'd be that bad. Then you got Auburn against Mississippi State. I watched a lot of that one too. Mississippi State won at 91-85. Then Vanderbilt and Missouri was one of the better games. It wound up Missouri 81-80 over Vanderbilt. I was kind of surprised. Then Alabama 2 overtimes against Arkansas, 117-115. And Texas A&M 80 and Ole Miss 77. So I tell you, this SEC, you don't know what team.
Well, let me ask you a question. Did Alabama win?
Yeah, I said 117-115 and 2 overtimes.
I watched part of it.
They pulled it out in the second overtime. I thought it was fixing to go in the third overtime, but Arkansas kept fouling out. Wound up having to go to the beach. Didn't have 7 players to start with.
Well, I mean,
and they got so many hurt. But that one boy from Arkansas, Acuff, he was hotter than a firecracker. He had 49 points. And they couldn't stop him that first half, but they kind of held him down some second half.
He probably got tired.
I wouldn't doubt it. Then in the Auburn game and Mississippi State game, of course, Hubbard, the guard for them, He had a big night.
So Auburn's going downhill.
I don't know what's going to happen to them. Anyway, Mississippi State pulled out. Because they played at Mississippi State. Not that a little difference where you play at and, so forth. And, there's a lot of things going on.
Well, what else you got going on?
Now, hold on just a minute. See, I had something here I was going to run over if I can find it. Let's see, Olympics, of course. I know we haven't said much about the Olympics, but the leading medal winners right now in the Olympics is Norway. They've won 18 medals. Italy's got 18. United States has got 14. And Japan's got 14. And Austria's got 12. And Germany got 11. And France has got 10. That's the top winners right now. Look like it. A lot of the others have got 3 totals, 4 totals, so on. So I hadn't been watching much of it. There's a lot of it going on though. And let's see. I don't know of anything else. I don't think.
Well, hell, you the sports man. I ain't kept up with.
Well, of course, let me say that the UNA golf team went out in California and came in the top 10. They shot a 292 out there. And Stanford won out over. They had a 563. Texas Tech was next, and Oregon State and Oregon, and Kansas.
Is that golf?
Yeah. They was all in the top 5 in the golf tournament out there. And UNA finished in the top 10. So that's pretty good for them. So, what else? I don't know.
Well, you got it in front of you. I ain't
That's
got
it. I don't know if anything's going on unless it's.
All right, let me ask you something.
Basketball this weekend.
Does Alabama play that good, or do they play that bad?
They play good. I tell you, there's some good ball players on both.
Well, I didn't say that, Jimmy.
Fire line, that guard.
But when you played basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, when you score 115, 118 points, you ain't playing defense.
Well, no, they just, you know how to do it. Run, and shoot. And I tell you, Alabama hurt Arkansas a lot inside last night.
Well, I'm saying, though, if they're going to go anywhere, and I'm just not trying to fuss with you, argue with you, and you played it all your life, the stud of Russell, shooting at half court. Listen, you got to play some defense now.
Yeah.
When you let 115 points be scored against you.
Most times, if you got 115 points, you're going to win the game.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Jimmy.
But that's happening all over. All this college is going up in big scores.
I ain't talking about all of them. I'm talking about
all of them.
I'm talking about Alabama and Arkansas. And I can't believe that. I mean, I like Mississippi State. My daughter graduated from there. Okay, I got no problem. I can't see where Mississippi State can beat Auburn as tough as they were. And that's 5 in a row they've lost.
Yeah, I know it. It don't look good right far, but something's going to have to give down there. And that boy played last night, was suspended, so they didn't have no excuse. They had everybody up back on the floor. But you know now, Hutty, you hit 15, 20 threes, that's going to run that score up 30 points on both sides and everything. And the 3-pointers will put you right back. See, Alabama fell down last night 14 points for 4 halves. And it looked like Arkansas was just going to blow them out. And all of a sudden, 3 or 4 threes are right back in it. And it's a different story now.
Well, I go back to when I played ball. It must have been that after you played, I know, because we played some defense. You got to play defense now, Jimmy.
Well, if you don't play defense, that's the main thing, yeah. But how many does now?
Well,
they all like to run.
Well, Jimmy, I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about you ain't gonna win letting 110, 15 points scored against you. Consistent.
Well, the only way you're gonna win is go outscore. 117.
Oh hell, Jimmy, yeah, like you ain't ever played ball before.
That's right.
I mean, come on. I mean,
it could be 2-0. You still out.
Well, Jimmy, I mean, I don't know what you're arguing about. I mean,
I'm not arguing. I'm just telling the facts.
Well, Jimmy, you can't win. I'm at Arkansas. How many points they scored yesterday? 112.
115.
115 got beat.
Yeah.
They didn't play no defense, and Alabama didn't play no defense. If they don't get to defense, when they get against a good team, they can't win.
Well, I agree with you.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say.
I agree with you there, but how many does play good defense? I've seen 3 or 4 teams.
I ain't talking about 3 or 4.
Well, I'm telling you, like Arizona, some of them top teams, Michigan, they play tough defense.
Well, what do you think? What I'm saying?
Well, I don't know why these other teams don't play defense.
That's what I'm saying. You can't. All I'm saying, Jimmy, and you're defending them. I'm glad Alabama won. First of all, okay, but I can't see letting 118 points score against you, and 15 points scored against you. I played ball too, just like you did. That's a lot of points, Jack.
Well, we couldn't stay up with these kids now.
Well,
they're too quick.
I didn't say that.
They're good shooters. They're some real good shooters.
But the defense is pretty quick too, ain't it?
Yeah, yeah, they could be quicker. But
well, that's what I'm saying.
But it's a different league now.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is. Everybody gets better, I reckon. I guess everybody thinks we played in the old days.
Well, I'm just saying it. I'm just saying. I think between you and I think Auburn will fire their coach if he don't get the thing turned around.
Yeah, they're not going to keep him.
Well, they should.
No, it'd be some more the same way if it don't turn around.
Well, I ain't talking about
but
that.
I think Auburn ain't going to put up with that.
Well, I'm saying it, and Alabama's going to learn to play defense. All I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be just fair and square as I can be. They got to play defense.
Well, I hope we can straighten them out, and I hope we can get them some defense. Because they don't play defense. I agree. A lot of them don't know what defense is.
Well, that's what I'm arguing about.
And if I was coaching, how would you play defense? Where they play now. They just run the gun.
Well,
and you don't have time to set up.
Jimmy, you played independent ball.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
Yeah.
Run and gun.
Yeah.
And you played defense then, didn't you?
Well, so
well,
sometimes.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But if you do play defense, most time you're going to win. You're going to cut them down.
I'm being nice to Jimmy. I'm arguing about often. How's your girlfriends out?
Good morning, y'all.
I'm
We're just having a good old chat.
I wasn't trying to argue him. I'm just talking about my Auburn team.
I know what he's talking about.
If you can't play defense in football or basketball or ping pong, you ain't gonna win. You got to learn how to play defense.
Yeah, well, same. Yeah, like you said in football. If you don't have defense in football, you're not going to win.
Well, you ain't got one in basketball when you 115, 118 points scored against you.
Not many times you're going to run that many points.
And you can't lose 5 games in a row to compete the national championship either.
No, you sure can't.
So that shows me one thing, that Alabama and Auburn ain't too good right now on fundamentals. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
Well, that's your opinion.
Well,
and we'll stick with it.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. I'm trying to argue with you. I think you know better than what you're talking about.
That's good. See you later.
You ready to go, bud?
I'm ready.
All right, folks. We'll see y'all later.